In recent months, strict measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus disease have affected low-income households and those working in the informal economy due to their loss of livelihoods and inability to access markets, hence making most families vulnerable, with children to feed, with no option than to hope for their next meal. Petty thefts and robberies have reportedly increased in some communities, where many vulnerable youths struggle for survival in the fight against hunger amidst COVID-19. According to the African Regional Office of the World Health Organization, recent estimates of food insecurity have suggested that as many as 73 million people in Africa were acutely food insecure. COVID-19 is worsening food shortages in many parts of Nigeria as food imports, transportation, and agricultural production have all been affected by the lockdowns, travel restrictions, and physical distancing measures. As an organization that believes in bringing hope in times of need to the most vulnerable, BNI partnered with 6 youth-led organizations to introduce the Food Aid in COVID-19 Emergency F.A.C.E project. F.A.C.E is a digital technology-driven crowdfunding and decentralized humanitarian logistics and supply chain model that ensures last meal distribution of essential food aids and relief materials to the most vulnerable families. For pilot phase, April to May 2020, the project was primarily implemented in 5 neighborhoods in Ibadan: Agbowo, Bodija, Orogun, Ajibode, and Abadina. We were only able to reach 150 households with an average family size of 5 and 67 vulnerable young people, hence directly reaching of 817 people with food aids. Furthermore, we provided 500 nose masks to roadside traders and frontline workers in informal markets. We also provided children with 100 copies of the storybook Adventure of Muna, an illustrated kids guide to coronavirus donated to the project. Financial support worth the cost of the face kit was also provided to 10 families outside Ibadan. At the end of the pilot phase, the project directly impacted 1,517 people in Ibadan, Oyo State. The project engaged 48 volunteers working in the following themes: neighborhood champions, neighborhood coordinators, procurement and transport, needs assessment and data management, content creation, fundraising and social media mobilization, and the logistics and supply chain management team.
The goal of the Food Aid in COVID-19 Emergency Project F.A.C.E is to ensure that vulnerable families and young people have access to food aid and relief materials during this pandemic. What we've been able to do is to engage our 40 volunteers in target communities to ensure last-mile distribution of these food and relief materials to beneficiaries in our host community. And also, we've been able to partner with 6 youth-led organizations who are actually working to support the effective implementation of the project. So far, we've been able to reach 150 households with an average family size of 5 with our food aids and also hand sanitizer. We've also working our host communities to provide 500 nose masks to essential frontline workers who are working in our community.
The success of F.A.C.E project hinges firmly on the outstanding support of F.A.C.E partners. Through the support, we were able to harness social media and web technology towards mobilizing support and raising funds for the implementation of the project. A total of 843,443 naira, approximately $2,180, and food donations worth 22,000 naira, $56.77 were raised for the project within 2 weeks of crowdfunding exercise.
Hello, my name is Oluwatoyin Ajilori. I'm the director of One Foundation. I'm also a representative of the F.A.C.E project. Both organizations partnered with the Building Nations Initiative for the F.A.C.E project. At One Foundation, we took a bit charge of the social media mobilization, where we tried to convince people to put in their pennies here and there to be able to provide for this family. It was awesome to see how many people turned out. The project itself, the F.A.C.E project itself, was an evidence to show that that Rome is not built in a day, and also that every little drop of water counts. It was amazing to see how many people came together to be able to provide for this family and raise as much as we did, and provide for the vulnerable families that we provided for. And the project was really awesome, because we were able to gather many donors, and eventually raised a lot more than we planned, and we also still hope to do more. For the F.A.C.E mask project that I'm also representing, it started as a way to provide safe face masks to vulnerable people in Oyo State as a COVID-19 response. It happened because we discovered that the regular face mask was becoming really expensive and even unavailable, and that people were not educated on why they needed to use it. So, and that's why we started it. In the F.A.C.E mask project, we work with designers, a team of designers who are also local women and students, as a way of financially empowering them to produce these face masks and then to distribute. So we partnered with the face mask, with the F.A.C.E project of BNI, to provide this face mask for at least 500 people. I would say that the F.A.C.E project was a testament of the truth that whatever you have can actually be enough. It's amazing to see many people, young people, old people, all come together, putting their little penny here and there to eventually provide for over 150 families.
Considering limited available funds and the widely spread demand for food aid and relief materials during the coronavirus pandemic, neighborhood volunteers conduct needs assessment for families requesting for the F.A.C.E food aid. They were assessed based on numbers of dependents, marital status, employment status, and how the COVID pandemic affected their work. A total of 246 families made requests and were assessed accordingly. However, 150 households were selected as beneficiaries. Furthermore, 67 young people were provided a F.A.C.E food kit for young people.
Hi, my name is Precious Adebola, and I led the needs assessment and data management team for the BNI F.A.C.E project. Our singular goal was to ensure that available food kits got to households most in need of them. And to achieve this, we designed a needs assessment tool that hinged on the nature of employment, source of employment affected by the pandemic, monthly feeding allowance, marital status, and number of dependents per household. We also employed the services of neighborhood volunteers who hitherto had related with potential beneficiaries, and with the tool we were able to profile beneficiaries for food kits. In the end, we received a request from over 246 beneficiaries, and we were able to supply food kits to 150. I'd like to thank my amazing team of volunteers and donors for making this F.A.C.E project a success. Thank you.
F.A.C.E operates a decentralized humanitarian logistics and supply chain model that ensures last-mile distribution of F.A.C.E food kits in neighborhoods through the voluntary engagement of F.A.C.E neighborhood champions who identify and access vulnerable families in need, and also directly deliver the F.A.C.E food kit to their doorstep in a conscious approach that ensures safety amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Each volunteers are provided with hand sanitizer, toilet paper, liquid soap, and project identification tag. The last mile distribution of the F.A.C.E kits is supervised through the F.A.C.E web-based logistics and supply chain management platform that allows the effective collaboration of all the teams involved. A food product selection were based on commonly consumed but however nutritious foods. Quantification was done with reference to the available fund raised, the quantity of food items required per F.A.C.E kit, and the total number of households and young people to be reached. The food items were directly procured from the approved supplier upon review of all submitted sales quotations from available food suppliers in the host community. The food items were safely transported and properly kept in a voluntarily donated apartment, which was used as a central store for the project. Kitting of the food items took place at the store, and supply were made to the neighborhood volunteers from the central store. The F.A.C.E food aid are delivered in kits. A F.A.C.E family kit is worth 4,500 naira, $12 at retail price, with each kit containing the following: 1.5 rubber of rice, 1.5 rubber of beans, 75 cl vegetable oil, Power Oil brand, 75 cl palm oil, 1.5 rubber of gari, 2 packs of spaghetti, 5 3-crown milk sachets, 5 Milo sachets, tomato paste 3 sachets, 1 kilogram of semolina, 100 milligram hand sanitizer.
Lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n fún wa ní kìíní yìí ebi ò ní pa wọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè ṣe wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí tí ò sí nǹkan kan tí wọ́n dẹ̀ rántí wa láti jẹ́ pé kébi má pa wá sílé. Wọ́n ṣe gan, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn, iléeṣẹ́ wọn ò ní dàrú, wọ́n máa tẹ̀síwájú, wọ́n ṣe gan.
Àlékún orí ní dáadọ́ ló máa ṣe kò sí kọ́ta bí ṣe wà nípa ìgbàgbọ́ gbogbo ilé ọlọ́ àbáwá dáwọ́ ẹ̀bí ní Nàìjíríà ní ilé àjàkáyà láti fún àṣà àníwá.
We want to appreciate everyone for your support, for your donations of food and also financial support. We are so much grateful. Without you, we won't be able to reach all these families that will be able to support with the food aid. Thank you so much and God bless you.